This is Math 2 week 5 mock test. So first we're gonna go over the graphs, okay? All right, so number 1, you guys, this is in standard form, right? So this is in standard form. So why not just find your guys's vertex? So x is equal to negative b over 2a. Your a value is 1, your b value is negative 4, and your c value is 3. So we got negative of negative 4 all over 2 times 1. Negative of negative 4, you guys, is positive 4 over 2, and this is just going to be 2. Now plug in 2 into the original equation, so 2 squared minus 4 times 2 plus 3. 2 squared is 4, negative 4 times 2 is negative 8 plus 3, and this is going to be negative 1. So your guys' vertex is 2, negative 1. So when you guys look at your options, the only one that has a graph at 2, negative 1 is this one. So as you guys can see, you can only just find the vertex to get what you want. Also, to notice that a is greater than 0, which means it's going to be a happy face, which means you can automatically eliminate a d. Also, if you guys just found your y-intercept, notice that when x is equal to 0, your guys' y-intercept would have been y is equal to 0 squared minus 4 times 0 plus 3, which is simply just 3. The only graph, you guys, that has 0, 3 is also b. So definitely when you guys do these types of problems, just find your vertex, y-intercept, and, you know, that mainly should be pretty much it. So let's lock on to 2. All right, 2. Standard form again. So let's find our a value, which is negative 1, your b value, which is negative 6, and your c value, which is negative 5. So your vertex, you guys, x equals negative b over 2a. Then we got negative of negative 6 over 2 times negative 1. Negative times negative 6 is 6 over negative 2, negative 3. So to find your guys' y value of the vertex, just plug in negative 3 into the equation. So negative of negative 3 to the second minus 6 times negative 3 minus 5. Negative 9, because negative 3 squared, you guys, is 9. Negative 1 times 9, negative 9. Negative 6 times negative 3, 18 minus 5. And that's simply just 4. So your guys' vertex is negative 3, 4. And if you guys just found your y-intercept for this, right, x is equal to 0. So that means your guys' y-intercept is negative 0 squared minus 6 times 0 minus 5, which is just negative 5. 0, negative 5. So just look for the graph that has a vertex at negative 3, 4 and at 0, negative 5. And the only one like that, you guys, looks to be not that one. Negative 3, 4 and 0, negative 5. Oh, negative 3, there you go, D. Okay, so for this one, find your guys' vertex. So your guys' vertex is, so standard form, right? Your guys' vertex is x is equal to negative b over 2a. A values negative 1/2, b values negative 4, c values negative 6. So negative of negative 4 all over 2 times negative 1/2. 4 over negative 1, which is negative 4. Plug in -4 into the original, so -1/2 times -4 squared minus 4 times -4 minus 6. -1/2 times 16, -4 times -4 plus 16 minus 6. -8 plus 16 minus 6, which is just 2. So -4, 2 is our vertex. So that's our vertex. Also, too, your guys' y-intercept is when you guys set x equal to 0. So your guys' y-intercept is just 0, -6. So let's find a graph that has -4, 2 and 0, -6. The only one that has a vertex at -4, 2 is B. Okay? Alright, for you guys, this is vertex form. So remember vertex form, this is your guys' h value and this is your guys' k value. So remember for the h, it's the opposite of what you see right there, right? So your guys' vertex is 4 and k you keep the same. 4, 4. Notice that you guys, a is equal to 1, so that means since a is greater than 0, it's going to be a happy face. So let's look for one that has vertex of 4, 4, and it has a smile. 4, 4, and it's a smile, and that is C. Number 5. Okay, so look, your a value, guys, well, your a is -2, so that means a is less than 0 for a sad face. So you know it's going to be a sad face. Your guys' vertex is h and k. Remember, h is the opposite of that, so it's 4, -4. This is your guys' vertex because it's already in vertex form. So let's look for vertex 4, -4, and you know it's a sad face. So 4, -4, D. And we, here, h and k. Your guys' vertex is the opposite of the h, which is -4, and the same as k, -3. Your a value is 1, so that means it's a is greater than 0 for a happy face. So -4, -3, and it's a happy face, looks to be B. Yep. All right, complete the square. All right, so you guys have to get it to the constants on the right-hand side first. So we're gonna add both sides by 54. K squared plus 16k is equal to 57. So to get this value right, you take the half of your b value and then square it. Half of 16, you guys, 8 plus, sorry, half of 16 is 8. 8 to the second power is plus 64. So I gotta add 64 to both sides. Factor the left-hand side. So 64 and 16, which is 8 and 8. So this is going to be k plus 8 squared is equal to 121. Square root both sides. K plus 8 is equal to plus or minus 11. So you guys are going to have two equations. K plus 8 is equal to 11, or k minus 8 is equal to -11. Add 8 to both sides. K is equal to -3, or k is going to equal to sorry, this didn't register. That's a plus. K minus 8 to both sides, and that's going to be k is equal to -19. This side's going to be k is equal to 3. So 3 and -19, that looks to be C. All right, 8. So we gotta subtract 16 on both sides. Gotta get constants on the right-hand side. A squared minus 8a is equal to -12. So remember, half this and then square it. Half of -8 is -4. Square that is positive 16 to both sides. So let's factor this side out. 16 and negative 8. So that's two things that multiply to negative 16, but added gives you negative 8, negative 4, negative 4. So a minus 4 to the second is equal to negative 12 plus 16, 4. Square root both sides. A minus 4 is equal to plus or minus 2. So a minus 4 is equal to 2, or a minus 4 is equal to negative 2. Add 4 to both sides. You guys should have gotten a is equal to 6, or a is equal to 2. So that's D. All right, number 9. All right, so when you guys solve for this by factoring, we have to move this and set it equal to 0. So subtract 4a from both sides. 2a squared minus 4a minus 16 is equal to 0. Factor out a 2 from each number, because 2, 4, and 16 can all be divisible by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so a squared. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. Negative 16 divided by 2 is negative 8. Factor in parentheses, so you guys are going to get negative 4 and 2. So 2 times a minus 4 and a plus 2 is equal to 0. So solve for a, so a minus 4 is equal to 0, or a plus 2 is equal to 0. Subtract 2 from both sides, add 4 to both sides. A is equal to 4, or a is equal to negative 2. C. 10, have to set it to equal to 0, so add 14 to both sides. N squared plus 9n plus 14 is equal to 0. So now you guys just factor 14 on top, 9 on the bottom. Two things that multiply to 14 but add together gives you 9, 7 and 2. So n plus 7, n plus 2 equals 0. N is equal to negative 7 or negative 2. So that's A. All right, number 11. So for this one, you guys, well, this one was pretty much goofed, you guys, because I had imaginary numbers here, so I'm not going to test you guys on imaginary and simplifying your square roots. So I am just going to show you guys the setup. So gotta set it to equal to 0, so add 3x to both sides and subtract 18 to both sides. So 5x squared plus 3x minus 18 is equal to 0. Your a is 5, your b is 3, and your c is negative 18. So x is equal to negative b, which is negative 3, plus or minus b 3 to the second minus 4 times 5 times negative 18, all over 2 times 5. Negative 3 plus or minus square root of 9, and all of this stuff, and I believe it's 360 all over 10, which is equal to negative 3 plus or minus square root of 369 all over 10. So when you guys simplify this square root, this is what it's going to turn into, but I'm not going to be testing you guys on that, but it's going to be this. So from there, you guys know your answer to this. Don't worry too much about 11, you guys. 12, though, is something you guys can handle. So we have to set it equal to 0 when we do quadratic formula. So subtract 2 to both sides. X squared plus 11x minus 2 is equal to 0. All right, so your a value is 1, your b value is 11, and your c value is negative 2. Okay, so let's do quadratic formula. So x is going to equal to negative b, which is negative 11, plus or minus 11 squared minus 4 times a times c, all over 2a. negative 11 plus or minus square root of 121 plus 8 all over 2, which is negative 11 plus or minus square root of 129 over 2, which looks to be C. All right, so 13, 14, 15, 16. This is where you guys just factor. So when you guys factor A times C on top, so that's negative 100, negative 21. Two things that multiply to negative 100 but add together gives you guys negative 21. That is negative 25 and 4. And remember, A is not 1, so you guys got to write the first term twice. 10x squared, 10x squared, so negative 25x and 4x. So divide top and bottom over here by 5x. Well, let's do this. All right, right here, you can divide top and bottom by 5, you guys, so that's going to be 2 over negative 5. And top and bottom, and you can get an x on top. Over here, you can divide a 2 from top and bottom, so you get 5 over 2, and then x on top. So 2x minus 5, 5x plus 2. 2x plus 5, 2x minus 5, and 5x plus 2. That's B. All right, 14. Factor. So you guys know A is not equal to 1. So on top, 6 times 10 is 60. Bottom, 19. Two things that multiply is 60, but add together 19, 15, and 4. And since A is not equal to 1, this is where you guys have to write the first term twice. So 10x squared, 10x squared. So 15x, 4x. Right here, you guys can factor out a 5 from top and bottom, so that's going to be 2 over 3, and then x on top. Over here, divide top and bottom by 2, so we're going to get 5x over 2. So 2x plus 3, 5x plus 2. C. 15. This one is just A is equal to 1, so this is the easy type, you guys. On the top, negative 2, bottom, negative 1. Negative 2 and 1, so x minus 2, x plus 1. This one, A is equal to 1, so top, negative 12, bottom, negative 1. Two things that multiply negative 12, but add together gives you negative 1, negative 4, and 3. X minus 4, x plus 3. See. All right, here, what is the domain and range? So for this one, you guys, how far left is this going? Negative infinity. How far right is it going? Positive infinity. So you could automatically eliminate this one and this one. Okay, range. How low is this graph going to how high? Well, how low? Negative 8. So negative 8 bracket to how high? Positive infinity. So your guys' answer for this one is B. Okay, what are the roots and x-intercept? Remember you guys' roots and x-intercept, it's where it crosses the x-axis. So negative 3, 0, and 2, 0, right there. All right, so for this one, which graph has roots and x-intercepts at 7, 0, and negative 3, 0? So basically, which graph could potentially pass at 7, 0, and negative 3, 0, which are your guys' x values, or where does it cross the x-axis? Well, this one only crosses the x-axis once, so it can't be that one. Okay, this one crosses the x-axis twice, but notice they're both going to be on positive, so it can't be that one. It has to be this one. This has a negative one right there and a positive one there. Can't be this one because you guys, that's two y-intercepts. All right, here, what is the vertex of that? So that's in standard form, so x is equal to negative b over 2a. Negative of negative 20 over 2, 2. 20 over 4, which is 5. So you automatically know it can't be these two. So now plug in 5 into the original. So 2 times 5 squared minus 20 times 5 plus 42. 2 times 25 minus 100 plus 42. 50 minus 100 plus 42. Negative 8. C. And now a blast from the past, you guys. SOHCAHTOA. So right here, you guys, we are going to be using SOHCAHTOA. So here's this angle. So in the perspective of this angle, this is the opposite, this is adjacent, and this is the hypotenuse. So there's information at O and A, and the only one that uses O and A is tangent. So tan of 30 is equal to 32 over x. We are going to cross multiply. So x tan 30 is equal to 32. Divide both by tan 30. X is going to equal to 32 divided by tan of 30. And in your guys' calculator, you guys are going to get 32 divided by tan of 30, which is 55.4, which is C. 22, here is this angle, you guys. So in the perspective of this angle, this is opposite, this one's adjacent, this is hypotenuse. There is information at the O and the H, which means you're using sine. So sine of 31 is equal to opposite, which is 26, over hypotenuse, which is x. Cross multiply. So x times sine of 31 is x31. 26 times 1, 26. Divide both sides by sine of 31. X is equal to 26 sine 31. Put this into your guys' calculator. And you guys are going to get 50.5, which is B. I'm just going to bring my SOHCAHTOA down here. All right, so we have to find the angle of this one. So it says find the value of each trigonometric ratio. So we have to find it for sine C. So sine C, you guys, is opposite adjacent. So that means sine of theta is going to equal to 12 over 37. B. For this one, it says cosine of x, so your guys' theta is right there. So it says to find cosine, and cosine is adjacent over the hypotenuse. So cosine of x is going to equal to, or I'll just put cosine of theta. Cosine of theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, which is 24 over 30. Divide both top and bottom by 6. 4 over 5. It's A. All right, 25, find the angle measurement. So I'm going to put my theta there. So in the perspective of this angle, I'll bring SOHCAHTOA back. So opposite and hypotenuse, information at O and H, which means we're going to have sine of theta is equal to 5 over 8. So to isolate the theta, you have to take sine inverse of both sides. Theta is equal to sine inverse of 5 over 8. Put this in your guys' calculator. And you should get 38.68. And nearest degree, 39 degrees. Over here, here's theta. So let's label. Opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. There's information at O and A, which is TOA, which is tangent. So tan theta is equal to 30 over 25. To isolate the theta and find our angle measurement, just take tan inverse of both sides. Theta is equal to tan inverse of 30 over 25. Put this in your guys' calculator. Second tan of 30 divided by 25. 50 degrees around. And lastly, for these two, okay, so for these, you guys have to do a drawing. So it says a ladder is leaning against the side of a house. So here's the house. There's the ladder. There's the ground. Okay, it says the ladder is 20. So the ladder forms a 13-degree angle with the ground. How far is the base of the ladder to the house, which is here? So in the perspective of this angle, opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse. So we have to use A and H. So that's cosine. So cosine of 13 is equal to x over 20. Cross multiply. 20 x times 1 is just x is equal to 20 cosine of 13. Which 20 cosine of 13 is 19.5 around feet, which is B. And 28, sorry, got cut off. A hot air balloon lifts 125 feet in the air. It was blown to the side. So hot air balloon is 125 feet in the air. It was blown to the side and is connected to the string. And it was connected by a rope. The rope and the ground form a 9-degree angle. How long is the rope? So we're in the perspective of this angle, and this is opposite, this is adjacent, this is hypotenuse. The one that uses opposite and hypotenuse, you guys, is sine. So sine of 9 degrees is equal to opposite, which is 125 over x. Cross multiply. X sine of 9 is equal to 125. Divide both by sine of 9. X is roughly going to be, so x is going to equal to 125 divided by sine of 9. So x is roughly 799.1 feet, which is A. So there's your guys' mock test. Nice review of old stuff and some good stuff of the new stuff. Okay.